Let's say that again. Ecclesiastes chapter 3, 17. I said in my heart, God shall judge the righteous and the wicked, for there is a time there for every purpose and for every work. Like, let's take the testing of Job, that God allowed Satan to attack Job spiritually in his body and everything. Whose time was it for that to happen? God. He knew the outcome. He knew what would happen. I said in my heart concerning the state of sons of men, that God might manifest them, and that they might see that they themselves are beasts. For that which befalleth the sons of men befalleth beasts. Even one thing befalleth them, as the one dieth, so dieth the other. Yea, they have all one breath, so that man have no preeminence above a beast, for all is vanity. All go into one place, all of the dust, and all turn to dust again. Except who? Jesus Christ. Who knoweth the spirit of man that goeth upward, and the spirit of the beast that goeth downward to the earth? That right there I was talking about. I was like, so animals, spirit don't go to heaven? I don't know. But it is a great saying. Wherefore I perceive that there is nothing better than that a man should rejoice in his own works, for that is his portion. He didn't say take pride in your own work or take pride in yourself. He said rejoice, because nobody can see what you do but you and God. That's why you don't supposed to seek justification from other people. For who shall bring him to see what shall be after him? Chapter 4. Saul returned and considered all the oppression that is done under the sun. And behold, the tears of such as were oppressed, and they had no comforter. And on the side of the oppressor there was power, but they had no comforter. Wherefore I praise the dead which are already dead more than the living which are yet alive. Yea, better is he that than both they which have not yet been, who have not seen the evil work that is done under the sun. That is a true saying. Think about it. You know, Job, when he was going through all his pain, he was like, he basically cursed his birth. Why was a man child conceived forth in the womb? He was so upset and distraught over all the calamities that came upon him. He was like, I'm just ready to die. Take me. But God was like, it ain't your time yet. Again, I considered all travail in every right work, that for this a man is envied of his neighbor. This also is vanity and vexation of spirit. Think about it. You feel that you're doing better, and let's say your house or your yard and everything getting increasing. Now somebody's next door, covetousness, and they're jealous of the fact that you're starting to take care of business. You know, it's true. It's everywhere. That's why when you tell certain people things that are going good in your life and they got that, you get that spiritual energy off of them, you're like, they ain't happy for you. Now watch this. The fool foldeth his hands together and eat of his own flesh. Better is a handful with quietness than both the hands full with travail and vexation of the spirit. What did he mean by the fool foldeth his hands together? You just praying. You ain't doing nothing. You got to do more than just pray. Faith without works is dead. Then I returned, and I saw vanity under the sun. There is one alone, and there is not a second. Yet he hath neither child nor brother. Yet is there no end of all his labor. Neither is he his eye satisfied with riches. Neither saith he, for whom do I labor? And bereave my soul of good. This also is vanity, yet is a sore of travail. Think about people who just work for money. Work for increase. They don't got the time to enjoy their work. Work 12-hour shifts 7 days a week. I stay having money. What's the purpose? If you ain't gonna even enjoy it. Two are better than one because they have a good reward for their labor. Think about it. It takes two to make the thing go right. I'm going to relate that to marriage. Two are better than one because they have a good reward for their labor. For if they fall, the one will lift up his fellow. But woe to him that is alone when he falleth, for he hath no other another to help him up. Now think about it. The Bible says there's a friend that stands closer than a brother. And he say also, place not your trust in man. So who is the second person in your life that never will leave you or forsake you? Remember that. God. With God, you're never going to be alone. I remember my wife told me that before we was arguing and she left. She's like, you're going to be alone. You're going to die lonely and alone. Let's put it this way, people. In reality, majority of us going to die alone unless we die with the same group at the same time. But majority of us are going to die alone. But one thing about it, if you die with Christ, you're never alone, and you never will die alone. He's going to be there. Even though he's talking about real people right now. And that is good. You know, a man that finds a wife finds a good thing. And if two lie down together, they have heat. But how can one be warm alone? And if one prevail against him, two shall withstand him. And a threefold cord is not quickly broken. It's good to have companions that got your back. But you ain't trusted in them to have your back. Because some friends will turn on you. You see, when you read this word, you got to really read it all to know what's really going on. Better is a poor and wise child than an old and foolish king, who will no more be admonished. For out of prison he cometh to reign, whereas also he that is born in his kingdom becometh poor. I consider all the living which walk under the sun, which the second child that shall stand up in his stead. There is no end of all the people, even of all that have been before them. They also that come after shall not rejoice in them. Surely this also is vanity and vexation of spirit. Chapter 5. Look at this instruction. Keep thy foot when thou goest to the house of God, and be more ready to hear than to give the sacrifice of fools, for they consider not that they do evil. You ever hear people say to God, Lord, if you just do this for me, I promise you. I done seen many people get out of jail and talk to them, and they're like, man, when I was in jail, I promised the Lord, if you pull me out of here, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. I remember one of my cousins told me those exact words. And I remember my exact words to him. I used these words to explain it to him. Hey, man, your vows to God are binding. He said, don't be quick. I'll be like, don't be quick to other things. You said it. You got to perform it. Do you understand? A lot of people say that, Lord, I'm telling you, you better be careful. Be not rash with thy mouth, and let not thine heart be hasty to utter anything before God. For God is in heaven, and thou upon earth. Therefore let thy words be few. Who else said that? What I was talking about today. The Lord's Prayer. He said, when you pray, be not like the hypocrites pray. They think about their long speeches. He said, pray like this. And the Lord's Prayer takes no time to say. Think about it. The Bible repeats itself. Now listen to this. I talked about this yesterday. For a dream cometh through the multitude of business, and a fool's voice is known by the multitude of words. When thou vowest a vow to God, defer not to pay it. For you have no pleasure in fools. Pay that which thou hast vowed. And people do it all the time. And we live in a world where, think about it, anyway, people are like, I swear to God. I put that on God. On God. And I hear Christians say it. And I used to try to correct people all the time on that, but I'm like, you know better. You're supposed to be a Christian. You know better than to use the Lord's name in vain like that. I put that on God. A lot of people that say they be lying through their teeth. I put that on God. I swear to God. And I grew up, that was like a regular saying to me. And as I found Christ, I'm like, oh, I can't say that too much, Momo. Think about it. How many values? It's even in songs. Now you got little kids walking around. I put that on God. On God. On God. All right. Keep doing it. When thou vowest a vow unto God, defer not to pay it, for he hath no pleasure in fools. Pay that which thou hast vowed. Better is it that thou shouldest not vow than thou shouldst vow and not pay. It's like, let me give you an example. Lord Jesus, please just help me get over this situation. If you do, I will do this. Don't do it. Just say, Lord, help me out of this situation. It's very simple. Suffer not thy mouth to cause thy flesh to sin. Now think about that. He said it's not what goes into a man that defiles a man, but what comes out of a man. But he said, suffer not thy mouth to cause thy flesh to sin. You see the parallels? Not to say that thou before an angel that it was an error. Like, I made a mistake. Wherefore should God be angry at thy voice and destroy the work of thy hands? For in the multitude of dreams and many words there are also divers vanities, but fear thou God. If thou seest the oppression of the poor, and violent perverting of judgment, and justice and providence, marvel not at the matter. For he that is higher than the highest regardeth, and there be higher than they. Now think about it. God sees everything. Sees everything. I watch stuff. People are like, I want to give to charity to help out. The thing is, you don't know what they're going to do with it. God is in control. I'm not saying don't give to the poor. They tell you to. Moreover, the profit of the earth is for all. The king himself is served by the field. He that loveth silver shall not be satisfied with silver, nor he that loveth abundance with increase. This is also vanity. Why? That's why you see people who are rich get richer. They're not satisfied. It's never enough, Steve Harvey. When goods increase, they increase to increase that eat them. And what good is there to the owners thereof, saving the beholding of them with their eyes? Think about all the stuff we got in our houses. It's good to look at. Like right now, I got 2 sectionals in my house, and I sit in this same spot every day. You know, you got to think about a lot of things you like, and then you're at work half of the time. You got all this stuff in your house. You know, think about it. The sleep of laboring man is sweet, whether he shall eat little or much. Listen to what he said. But the abundance of the rich will not suffer him to sleep. What that means? I just said Steve Harvey name. I don't sleep at night. I can't sleep. Read what the word says, and you'll know when people be saying certain things, you'll be like, God talked about this. I don't know why I'm using Steve Harvey a lot, but that's how he talked. I don't sleep. You think Beyonce sleep? You think Jakey's? There is a sore evil which I have seen under the sun, namely riches kept for the owner thereof to their hurt. Stinginess. But those riches perish by evil travail, and he begetteth a son, and there is nothing in his hand. As he came forth of his mother's womb, naked shall he return to go. As he came, and shall take nothing of his labor which he may carry away in his hand. And this also is a sore evil, that in all points as he came, so shall he go. And what profit have labored for the wind? All his days also he eateth in darkness, and he hath much sorrow and wrath with his sickness. Behold, that which I have seen, it is good and comely, for one to eat and to drink and to enjoy the good of all his labor that he hath taken under the sun, all the days of his life, which God had given, for it is his portion. How many times you got to keep saying that? For it is his portion to eat, drink, and be merry. And I know what most Christians are going to say. He's not talking about wine or strong drink. The whole Bible is about self-control. Why wouldn't he talk about it? Behold, I've given you all things to enjoy in moderation. And how I say to enjoy it. And every man also to whom God hath given riches and wealth, and have given him power to eat thereof, and to take his portion, and to rejoice in his labor. This is a gift of God. Think about it. We shouldn't hate the rich. It is what it is. Some people are born rich. Why would you get mad at them for that? For he shall not much remember the days of his life, because God answered him in the joy of his heart. Chapter 6. There is an evil which I have seen under the sun, and it is coming among men. A man to whom God hath given riches, wealth, and honor, so that he wanteth nothing for his soul of all that he desireth, yet God giveth him not power to eat thereof, but a stranger eateth it. This is vanity, and this is an evil disease. Now think about it. A lot of wealthy people, they don't even be at their own house. They pay people to take care of their homes. Their butlers, their maids, their landscapers. They enjoy their house better more than they do. Think about it now. If a man begat 100 children and live many years, so that the days of his years be many, and his soul be not filled with good, and also that he have no burial, I say that an untimely birth is better than he. For he cometh with vanity and departeth in darkness, and his name shall be covered with darkness. Moreover, he hath not seen the sun, nor known anything. This hath more rest than the other. Yea, though he live 1,000 years twice fold, yet hath he seen no good. Do not all go to one place? All the labor of man is for his mouth, and yet the appetite is not filled. That's why the Bible tells you to be content with things as you such have, so you won't be just laboring, more. Every time you get a raise, you want another raise. For what hath the wise more than the fool? What hath the poor that knoweth to walk before the living? Better is the sight of the eyes than the wondering of the desire. This is also as vanity and vexation of spirit. That which hath been is named already, and it is known that is a man. Neither may he contend with him that is mightier than he, seeing there be many things that increase vanity. What is man the better? For who knoweth what is good for man in his life? But God. All the days of his vain life which he spendeth as a shadow. For who can tell a man what shall be after him under the sun? Chapter 7. A good name is better than precious ointment, and a day of death than the day of one's birth. Think about that. When a child, I heard a saying back in the day, they said when a child is born, you should cry. And when a person dies, you should laugh and rejoice. And it makes perfect sense. Because when a child is born, they're born into this evil world. And when they die, they leave this place resting. And the thing is, that's why you got to get good while you're alive. So when you rest and then God wake you up, you're going to be going to heaven and not to hell. Listen to this. It is better to go to the house of mourning than to go to the house of feasting. For that is the end of all men, and the living will lay it to heart. What is a house of feasting? Think about it. Look in the world we live in. Do I even have to explain this to you? We love to go out to eat and enjoy ourselves and do things like that. But he says we're supposed to comfort people. That's why you're going to see a lot of older women. As they get older, they go around. It's like they attend funerals. They attend mournings. Sorrow is better than laughter. For by sadness of the countenance, the heart is made better. Does that make sense? Yes. Sometimes sorrow and suffering makes you stronger. You know, you've seen a lot of comedians and people that laugh. Teach other people, have other people laughing, and they're just miserable. I am not saying laughing is bad. But at the same time, laughter ain't going to necessarily make you feel better. You ever been through something and somebody make you laugh and you kind of laugh, but it ain't changed your situation? The heart of the wise is in the house of mourning, but the heart of fools in the house of mirth. He said that twice. It is better to hear the rebuke of the wise than for a man to hear the song of fools. Be careful who you're around. Bad counsel will mess you up. For as crackling of thorns under a pot, so is the laughter of the fool. This also is vanity. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart. What that mean? A bribe? Better is the end of the thing than the beginning thereof. And the patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit. You can take that and put it together. Let me pause and I will continue.